If you've never had a homemade rum cake, you're missing out. It's buttery, melt in your mouth amazingness, flavored with dark rum. And yes, it's topped with a butter rum sauce that is amazing. Hey, you're watching Preppy Kitchen, where I, John Cannell, teach you how to make delicious homemade dishes to share with your family and friends. This rum cake will be ready in a snap, so let's get started. First off, let's sift those dry ingredients together, starting with 3 cups or 360 grams of all-purpose flour, right into my bowl. Okay, now we're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of salt, it's a lot of contrast, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Give that a quick whisk, and then we're gonna set it aside and get our stand mixer out. For this recipe, we're gonna be using some butter, room temperature please, and oil. Butter, amazing taste. Oil keeps it really delicate and tender even after it's been in the fridge, because I know most of you won't be able to polish off this cake the same day. You're gonna be having leftovers. That aside, let's add 113 grams or half a cup of unsalted butter into our stand mixer. Cream this up just a little bit. To this, we're gonna add 2 cups or 400 grams of granulated sugar. And now we need half a cup or 120 ml of vegetable oil. We're gonna let this mix on high for a few minutes just to really fluff it up, get that butter mixed in really well. While that's whipping up, let's break our eggs and get them ready. Let me show you what's going on right now. Do you see that? It is almost like whipped cream. It looks amazing. I love that. Okay, we're ready to add the eggs in. Those are 3 large room temperature eggs. So while this is mixing, we're gonna add 4 eggs in one at a time. Let it incorporate and then add the next in. This is ready for a scrape down. Don't think I forgot. There's always a little bit of unmixed nonsense on the bottom. Now we're adding 2 teaspoons or 10 ml of a nice vanilla. Whoa, 2. Right now I have my dry ingredients, my butter situation, and don't think I forgot, this is a rum cake. Hello, rum. We're gonna use 3/4 of a cup of a nice dark rum. Today I'm using Myers. The smell. Oh my gosh, the smell. Do you like pina coladas? There we go. Yeah, I could drink this, but I'm not going to right now. So that's aside, we also need half a cup or 120 ml of buttermilk. Less exciting than the rum, but it's gonna add a little bit of acidity, which will give our cake a tender, delicious, just amazingness. Right now, we're gonna add the dry mixture and alternate with the buttermilk and the rum. Mix this on low. I'm gonna add the buttermilk in. So far, this is like a delicious but boring vanilla cake. A little bit more of the dry mixture in. Mix, mix, mix. Now let's add that rum in. Oh, this golden rum cake is coming together. And the final bit of flour. There we go. This is looking good. I'm gonna finish it off just by hand like I would do with my whipped cream, because there's a little bit in the bottom. This is ready to pour into our prepared bundt dish. If you watch this channel, you know I'm a fan of buttering and flouring all my pans. However, we're gonna use a baking spray today, because when you use a baking spray, you'll get every single nook and cranny in a bundt dish, which is so important because you don't want anything to stick. Okay, that looks good. Now we're gonna pour the batter into the pan. There we go. And here's the deal. You don't want any bubbles. So give it a little shake. You can tap it on your hand. You can tap it on the counter if you don't care about your counter, or you can tap it on the floor. You just wanna shake out any bubbles. Now let's add the rest of the batter in. Smooth it out. So just give it a little bit of a smooth. You're gonna bake this at 325 Fahrenheit for about 65 minutes, or until a skewer comes out clean in the center. You have a little bit lower baking temperature because you want it to be gold, like a light golden color on the outside, but still baked through. Into the oven and just keep an eye on it. While that cake's in the oven, it's time to make a delicious rum sauce. And yes, this is optional. The cake's lovely without it, but it is a must-have in my household. 1/4 cup or 70 grams of butter goes into a small pot, and we're gonna melt this. Let's take that onto a medium heat, and we just want our butter to get nice and melty, so give it a minute. So my butter's basically melted. I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, And this smells amazing already, but with the addition of my cream and rum, it's gonna be beyond amazingly delicious. Whisk this until the sugar's all melted and it's nice and homogeneous. And we wanna bring this to a boil. So my sauce is boiling right now, and I'm just gonna let it boil for about 4 to 5 minutes. It'll thicken up and reduce. A lot of that alcohol will burn off as well, boo. But it'll be a wonderful consistency, and oh my gosh, the smell, it's amazing. The butter rum sauce has reduced. It's a thick, buttery, silky texture, and we're gonna pour it into a bowl right now so it can cool completely. The cake has to be room temperature, and this has to be room temperature too. If either are too warm, when you pour it on, it'll turn the cake into kind of like a gummy mess. After that timer goes off, pull it out, take a look, and insert a skewer. If it comes out cleanly, you're ready to go. This needs to stay in here for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna invert it and let it cool completely. About 10 minutes later, it's time to flip. So just get your wire rack ready and invert it. Please. It's perfect, look at that. It's gorgeous, I'm so excited. This needs to cool completely before we drizzle it and drench it with that rum sauce, so be patient, let it cool down. We'll be right back. It's time to spoon on half of this luscious golden rum syrup. So just drizzle that on really slowly, real slow, because you want this to penetrate the cake, and if you just dump it on, it'll all fall off. I have a piece of paper on to catch the drippings, which I'll be reusing because that's not gonna go to waste. But in the meantime, just drizzle on half of the rum sauce, and we're gonna serve the rest of the rum sauce with the cake pieces themselves, so you can have a nice healthy dollop. And something I like to do is actually just brush the entire cake with that rum sauce. It's just all glittering and glossy and dark and beautiful. Let's cut it open and take a bite. Lift it out and look at that. Let's place that on a plate. A drizzle of this luscious rum sauce. Who could say no to that? Oh, amazing. If you like this recipe, check out my easy cake playlist. All my favorite easy cakes in one playlist for you. Now it's time for a bite. Get some of that rum sauce on there. It is so like melt in your mouth with a nice crisp edge covered in that butter rum sauce. I just want more. I could eat this with my hands, and I will be off camera. I really hope you get a chance to make this recipe. And if you like my videos, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next easy cake video.